Hi guys, today we're going to be doing a review and demo of the new Remarkable Full Cover Concentrate Foundation from Marc Jacobs. This is exclusive to Sephora and it is $55. It comes in 22 shades, which is a huge shade range, which is amazing. And let's read some of the claims, shall we? Instant results, all day weightless finish, beyond full coverage is literally all it says on the box. It comes with a little pamphlet on the inside, which is different. It says place 3 to 4 dots on your face. For best results, start with less and blend more before adding more. I 100% agree with that. When I first tried this product, I put like way more than I needed on my face, and it didn't look bad, but it didn't wear as well throughout the day as it did when I used less, and I didn't really need that much. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't necessary. And then it just says buff it into the face with a buffing foundation brush. I've tried this with both a beauty blender and a foundation brush. I really feel like it applies the same either way, so that's really up to your personal preference. In terms of the product and its claims, I really feel like calling it a concentrate is very accurate. I feel like this foundation is everything that the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless wanted to be and isn't, in terms of coverage with a very little amount of product. That was a luminous foundation, and this is definitely, in my opinion, a matte foundation. Some might say that this is like a skin-like satin. To me, it looks very matte on the skin compared to what I'm used to for, like, you know, a skin-like, you know, like ultra HD finish from Makeup Forever. It's not like that. To me, this is much more matte. That might just be my opinion or my take on it. It doesn't claim to be a matte or long-wearing foundation, but to me, that's how it performed. The packaging is absolutely gorgeous. It's got this frosted bottle and the little black, it looks like a bullet, and then you take the cap off and it looks like it's going to be a pump, but then it's not. It's like a dropper. When I say a little goes a long way, a little really does go a long way. And the dots on your face aren't like finger-sized dots. They're like the dots from the applicator. They're like literally 3 or 4 dots, and it covers your entire face, which I will show you in the demo right now. A little just really goes a long way. So let's cut to the demo. Basically, I feel like this foundation, like a little goes a really, really long way. I basically just take the little dropper and I just like place a couple of dots around my face, and then I let that be, and then I try and blend that out. I find that if you put too much of this on at once, it could kind of build up a little bit, and so I just kind of build it up as I go instead of placing a lot of product on at once. Do you know what I mean? But this foundation is super pigmented, so I really find that you don't need a lot. A little goes a really long way. Like, see how it just like completely covered up that little post-acne scar? It's like not even there anymore. Okay, so that's like barely any product, and I feel like this is adequate for coverage wise. Like, I'm gonna come in a little bit closer. You can see, like, I know it's really exposed, but it's got like really good coverage. And I had a little post-acne scar like right here, and you can't even see it. Obviously I don't have anything on my eyes, so my eyes still look like crap, but yeah, you can definitely see like on my forehead, it's like you can't even see there's anything there. It's kind of crazy, and I barely used any product. I'm gonna go in with one more layer just because I like a little bit of a like full coverage, but I really feel like just that little bit for most people to look like this would be appropriate. But I'm gonna go in one more time just because of my own preference, because I'm crazy. So again, I'm just gonna dot, 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 and I'm in the shade 12 Ivory, by the way. I'm actually not the lightest shade in the range, like, for the first time ever. So I think 10 is really light, so if you are the fairest of the fair, then that's what I would go for. But I'm pretty light, obviously. Just gonna put a little bit on this area, even though I normally wouldn't recommend that, just so that I don't look so crazy. Okay, and that's it. You can tell this is a little bit more coverage, a little bit more completed than before. I feel like it makes me look flawless, but I do feel like it does not do anything to take away, you know, the look of pores. Like, I didn't put on a mattifying primer. I didn't really put on any primer besides a moisturizer, but you could see how it's like, it's not really doing any favors, but it's not exaggerating pores. Does that make sense? So I'm going to put on a little bit of concealer and finish up the rest of my makeup, and I'll come back and give you my final thoughts. Okay, so I'm back and my makeup is all done. Let's just give my final thoughts on this product. The packaging is stunning. The price could be better. I just feel like, for me, it's an amazing foundation in that you can get away with such a little amount of product, and it does look really nice on the skin. My personal preference is for a more dewy looking foundation. I really only like this after I use a Fix Plus over at the end of my makeup application, or if I'm using a ton of highlighter, or if I mix in a illuminating primer into the foundation before I put it on my face, which in that case I feel it kind of defeats the purpose of using a little amount of product because you're adding more product to it. Do you know what I mean? So do I think this is an amazing foundation that a lot of people would really, really love? Yes, I do. It does last all day. It does give you a very flawless finish. It's just a finish preference, and in my personal taste, it's nothing against the foundation. I really feel like if you have oily skin, this is going to be your very best friend. And if you have dry skin, it's not going to accentuate dry patches, but you might just want to avoid powdering, or definitely use some Fix Plus at the end of your makeup application to give it more of a skin-like finish. That was the one thing about this that I don't love, is that I don't know if I really agree that it looks very skin-like. It looks flawless. You know, it's kind of hard to say. It might just be because I'm so used to using more luminous foundations lately, so I might have a little bit of a bias, but it is an amazing product, and while it is pricey, I do feel like a little does go a very, very long way. So I feel like at the end of the day, it does end up evening out in terms of your price point, which I think is a big thing to consider. Those of you who have a lot to cover, I feel like will really enjoy this. You can get a lot of bang for your buck in terms of mileage with this, and you can cover a lot while using a little bit of product, which is basically what I just said in other words. But you know what I mean, and you won't look cakey as opposed to other like full coverage foundations that just look like, you know, they're sitting on top of your skin. This is a better option for you. So I hope that you liked this video and this review. Let me know if you've tried this foundation and you like it. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time on my channel. Thanks so much. Bye.